Welcome, my Scorpio collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and crosswatchers. Welcome to your timeless shadow reading. I am your reader, Markangelo Lyons Mal for short. They are my initials. I am a professional witch, a professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions since 1998, author of 2 different books with a 3rd one in progress. First one is called Spell Ingredients, second one is called Words of Grace. Words of Grace does have a Kindle version available, so I put a link in the description box. You can click it and preview it for free, and you will see it's mostly divided into chakra chapters. First 3 cards down are all about the chakras, so you might find it helpful. The original version of Words of Grace, which was way too big to make it all fit on Kindle, well, that one's over on Patreon in our digital shop, as well as the only place to find my first book, Spell Ingredients, although it'll be in the new website, which is being designed as we speak. I do love me some Patreon. The digital shop is lovely. The ebooks are there, as well as audios and videos that have free previews that anyone can check out and shop if they wanna. A bunch of my subscribers get those audiobooks. Sorry, they're not audiobooks yet. The audios, the videos, and the ebooks is part of their subscription package, but all of my subscribers get 3 benefits in common: a daily check-in. I send them an unlisted YouTube live stream like pretty much every single morning. We chat about the day's astrological weather, always ending with some sort of spiritual practice to send us on our way. It's the wisest way for me to start the day, considering what I do for a living. They get all the extended readings, the part 2s to the part 1s here on YouTube. All of my extended readings are timeless and relationship oriented, as well as they get a significant discount when they book me for a private session. Talk about that at the end of the video if you want more info. Smartest career move I have ever made to date as a professional witch, so I highly recommend it as a creator. So click the link, check it out, go look at the menu, and come Patreon on Patreon. You can follow for free, you can 7-day free trial. You can do whatever you like, you have free will. So come Patreon on Patreon with the Archangel of Lions, Markangelo Lyons. You can just call me Mal. Hi, hey Pam. Hope you are all well. I have so many Scorpios in my life, it's sort of ridiculous. So let's get some explanation done for the new Scorpios and the crosswatchers, and we'll get into the divination. Feel free to jump ahead, although you may notice the number of decks that I use for these readings keeps shrinking, because I am really busy since I moved from Holbrook, Long Island, New York to Saratoga Springs, New York. Got a new house, half-acre of property, lots of gardening going on, got a new kitten, and taking clients left, right, and center. So let's get up in this gig, shall we? Welcome, new Scorpios and crosswatchers. We're doing a 5-card draw, 1 card from 5 different decks, getting you clues, tips, and hints about absolutely anything, but in this case, fine-tuned to the shadow work, which is sort of your gig, Scorpios. The spiritual alchemy, from shadow to light, from lead to gold, from pain to peace, shifting us from toxicity to health and fear to love, involving chakras and all sorts of cool things. So our first card down will be from the Caroline Myss Archetype cards. That's MYSS, the PhD, author of Anatomy of the Spirit, where I learned about the 8th chakra in depth. Really wonderful, life-changing books. This is based, however, on her work in Sacred Contracts, Archetypes. The 8th chakra acts like a satellite, sending down codes to all the other chakras, shifting what we attract and what we repel moment by moment. So we have the free will, the opportunity to no longer delay that which cannot be prevented in terms of our letting go, our surrender, our healing, our shadow work, call it what you like. Second card down we'll get the heart, throat, third eye, and crown, internal yin-ternal vibe. Hence we're using the Daughters of the Moon, a feminist goddess-based deck for the lower 3 chakras. Solar plexus, sacrum, and root, the masculine yang dynamic, looking at yourself from the outside, maybe you from the inside looking out, maybe both, because this is a crosswatcher reading. Relationships in the physical world with the Mythic Tarot, absolutely amazing deck based in Greek mythology, which is pretty much my favorite thing ever. That will take care of the chakras from the 8th to the root. We will then get a whisper from the Whispers of Lord Ganesha, beautiful oracle. If you're not familiar, Ganesha is the elephant-headed Hindu god of success, prosperity, and remover of obstacles. And there are 3 metaphoric obstacles between lead and gold on the periodic table that cannot be created or destroyed, only changed, transformed, released, surrendered, shadow work, call it what you like. And our 5th card down will be a Matt Kahn healing mantra, because this is a healing reading. This is about healing yourself, but as one of us heals through shadow work even a little bit, it shifts the collective unconscious, the collective shadow, really seriously. Check out the pain body, Eckhart Tolle, Power of Now. He's got so many cool YouTube videos. Check him out. He's wonderful. And so I guess that's our explanation. So we are ready for the divination. Go figure. Both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will. I promise I will do anything I can to help anyone, well, within my range of power, to help them do their shadow work. I am a spiritual counselor, which is a healer. I used to do hands-on healing. I still will every now and again, but I think I've hung up that shingle or taken down that shingle permanently as far as doing it as a professional witch. So let's get up into it, shall we? Please take a nice deep breath. Here we go. Still point. Pantheonic override. A place for everything, and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space for the well-being of all, and with harm to none as we will it. So let it be done. Beloved pantheons of the divine, one card in clarity. One card in clarity for the archetype dominant in the 8th chakra for the Scorpio collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and their cross watchers, indicating the shadow work from shadow to light, from lead to gold, from pain to peace, shifting them from toxicity to health and from fear to love for this timeless shadow read, the Hedonist. You can have an archetype or reason, season, or lifetime, or be dealing with someone who has the Hedonist reason, season, or lifetime. I have the Hedonist. Lifetime, born Hedonist. Now, written on the card is a shadow attribute and the light attribute. I call this lead and this gold, as I said, 3 archetypal metaphoric elements. In between those 3, lead is heavier than gold, which, you know, you have the free will to release that stuff. So the shadow, I feel so naked every time I read this archetype, pursues pleasure to the detriment of health. I lived through the 80s, I'm still here. Indulges at the expense of others. I don't do that anymore, you know, spiritual awakening. I don't want to have to reincarnate over and over just for that. The goal that you are shooting for inspires creative energy to embrace the good things in life, celebrates the beauty in oneself. So yeah, I love being a hedonist. Well, it's a choice between a hedonist or a martyr, you know, go for hedonist. This is a wild card family archetype, which means it can show up in any way, shape, or form. There are 9 different families. The wild cards are sort of like the kids that don't fit in anywhere else. I can relate to that big time. All right, let's look at the next 4 chakras down. Crown, third eye, throat, and heart. Daughters of the Moon Tarot. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. My goddess's override. A place for everything, and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space. For the well-being of all with harm to none as we will it. So let it be done. My beloved goddesses, 1 card in clarity, please, for the Scorpios and their cross watchers. What's going on, heart, throat, third eye, crown, to help them alchemize the hedonist in the 8th chakra for this timeless shadow read. Wow, 10 of Flames, excellent. The Hora, Hava, Nagila, Hava, you know, a dance of celebration and completion, bar mitzvahs, bat mitzvahs, you know, weddings, that kind of vibe there. Now, that's internal. So chances are you started off with a desire, the Ace of Flames, Daughters of the Moon uses flames instead of wands, so this would be the 10 of Wands, which, yes, in traditional tarot is seen as a burden, but it's the completion of the cycle of fire. And this doesn't feel like a burden. Getting there might have been hard. So there is a fulfillment of desire, something that you planted a seed and you got it to this point inside of yourself. And, you know, what hedonist doesn't want to dance, right? Who doesn't want to celebrate? This is definitely a card of celebration. So something that you really wanted, you've got all of it on the inside. Let's see what's going on the outside. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. my God's override. A place for everything, and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it, so let it be done. My beloved gods, one card in clarity, please, for the Scorpios and their cross-watchers. What's going on? Outside in, inside out, lower 3 chakra dynamic, to assist them in alchemizing the hedonist with a 10 of flames on the inner for this timeless read. The sun. Uh-oh, Piscadios. This is Apollo. Woo. Woo, he's hot. He's one of my favorite gods, I have to say, though a bit of a stickler for the rules. When it's a major arcana card in a chakra read, the way I do it, it usually covers the zone that it's in. In this case, lower 3 chakras, the yang dynamic, and a very masculine energy, solar energy, sun energy there. Now, I will say, Apollo has been known for his hedonism. I mean, really, ask Cassandra about that one. Didn't go too well for her, and he did not get what he wanted. But certainly the sun is a card that lightens the vibe of any spread that it's in. Even if everything is, you know, if it's a 90% womp womp, this sort of lightens it, right? It is a card of health and healing and happiness. So if you want to talk fire element, you sort of got a double fire element here. Even though the sun is a ball of gas, we still think of it as the element of fire. So as far as a hedonist goes, this doesn't seem like it's going to take a whole lot of effort. Feels like you're kind of sort of already there, or will be at the time of this timeless recording. So, you know, there's a cause for celebration here. You've achieved something that you really, really wanted, but sometimes we have, well, what Eckhart Tolle as well as others call a destination addiction, right? So we get something done, it's like, okay, what's the next thing, right? Which is fine, creatively speaking, right? Oh, I climbed that mountain, now I'm at the foothills of the next, let's keep going. But there is something about enjoying and celebrating where you are, particularly with the hora, with the hedonist, the hora hedonist, the hedonist hora, you do you, right? Well, you know, my mother divorced my father and married her Jewish divorce lawyer, my stepfather, and considering they're going to be married 50 years in November at the time of this recording, we're going to say that was a wise move to bust. We got all our chakras on the table from 8th down to root. Let's get a whisper of Lord Ganesha, because I love him and he will help you remove the obstacles to you really having a good time here. Sounds like, giggle. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Ganesha override. Oh, I love when he overrides. A place for everything and everything in its place. Put all that belongs in time and space for the well-being of all and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. Beloved Lord Ganesh, one card in clarity, please. What is your wise, loving, empowered oracle message to assist the Scorpios and their cross-watchers to alchemize the hedonist in the 8th, 10 of flames on the inner, the sun, Apollo on the outer? Ooh, almost had that one. For this timeless shadow read. Acceptance. Acceptance. And he's got himself a bananas. Oh, pink. Card number 39. I'm just going to read a little bit from this because these can get a little lengthy. There is great freedom in accepting things as they are. It feels like you're being given a lovely golden timeline here to sort of like enjoy and be where you are and understand the ego. As soon as it gets what it wants the next thing, right? So to literally sit back and enjoy where you are right now inspires creative energy to embrace the good things in life. This is what this reading is about. You cannot move forward on your path until you release some of the blame, anger, and sorrow that you have collected on your life's journey. Because anything worth having is worth working towards and evolving and growing into the person that can handle it. Did you ever have somebody hand you something that you couldn't lift? You're like, whoa, and you drop it? That's what happens, but that's how we learn and grow. It sucks, but it does make us stronger. Ganesha is asking you to forgive those from the past who have hurt you and to be willing to forgive yourself too. Open your heart to the world outside and to the one within, this deeper state of recognition and acceptance is what pushes you forward in your spiritual adventure. I'm going to read a little bit more because this feels right. Love without judgment and live without predetermined opinions. Accept and express your true self. The ego is beginning to align with the soul. What a relief. That sounds like worth celebrating in and of itself. I like this reading. And so far, I wouldn't call any of these womp womp. Womp womp. Little Debbie Downer going on there for you. Not today, Satin. Not today. Let's get this Macron Healing Mantra card on the table. Please take a nice deep breath. Still buoyant. Ascended Masters override. I love you too. A place for everything, and everything in its place. Put all it belongs in time and space for the well-being of all and with harm to none. As we will it, so let it be done. Beloved Ascended Masters, one card in clarity, please, the perfect and precise healing mantra for the Scorpio Collective and their cross-watchers to assist them in alchemizing the hedonist in the 8th. Ten of Flames on the inner, Sun on the outer, removing obstacles with acceptance for this timeless shadow read. Resolving anger. Conflict reminds me when I need more space for myself, which indicates you might be dealing with some people who might not be too happy that you are so happy and doing well. It does happen, right? Jealousy is a thing. Envy, the deadly sin of the third eye. It blinds us, right? We never know what people have gone through to get to where they got. Is that good grammar? I think it is. It might be. Oh, please don't cancel me. So, we all have to resolve anger, because who doesn't have anger? And it does feel like with that acceptance and forgiveness here to help remove the obstacles here. So I get it. You completed something, right? That Ten of Flames, there's this cause for celebration. But the Sun also exposes things that were in the shadow. And for a shadow work read, that can be really helpful. Now, I will say, I learned from Matt Kahn. I'm going to read from the Bookie Book in a second. He says, ask the question, may I? How may I? How may I forgive those who blame and have wronged me? Because as I forgive others, I am set free. And that is truth. And I'm a student and a teacher of A Course in Miracles and have been for decades and decades and decades. It is my spiritual spine, pure non-dualism. So every time you forgive yourself, you're forgiving everybody. And every time you forgive one person, you're forgiving yourself and everybody. That's just how it works. Course in Miracles is such a lifesaver for me. Got me out of all them witch wars that keep popping up. They don't. They have it in a really long time. Anybody who throws anything at me anymore gets that immediate reverb right back in their face. Thrice times three and back at the shit you send hits you, not me. Thank you, Diane. Resolving anger. Conflict reminds me when I need more space for myself. And Scorpios, y'all are really good. You're really good at taking space, except sometimes you do it by ghosting people, which isn't the most ethical, but you do you. When anger is resolved, you are able to see your emotional reactions or the abrupt responses of others as evidence of profound transformation taking place. So that's the thing. If you are dealing with people that the truth has come out, right? This Sun card here, and you're realizing there are people who might have been rooting against you or hoping you wouldn't succeed or that you wouldn't be happy, that is a conflict. This could also be an internal conflict. Right? You get there, it's like, I don't know if I can handle this. You can, but you're going to need some space for yourself. When anger is present, it acts as a sign of needing more space to face the feelings that are ready to be healed or to balance out patterns of doing with moments of silent being. That means instead of like, okay, well, I have to keep going. Yes, I accomplished this, but I have to keep going. I have to keep going. That is the ego. And believe me, I struggle with that as well. I mean, I'm self-employed for like over 26 years. Corporation of one person, me. I do it all. Thank you very much. Although I get help here and there. Right? So, of course there's that thing of balancing being and doing. That's a hard thing to do. That's not how I was raised. I'm Generation X, right? So just work harder and drink out of the hose. As you resolve anger, you are able to find the time you need to be both rested and productive. This mantra is ideal for managing stress, deepening interpersonal communication. It could be a thing. And tempering frustration. tempering frustration. Think of like tempering chocolate or tempering eggs, right? You just don't pour the hot water into the eggs. They will curdle and scramble. No, you gently, smoothly add it little by little by little. So this feels like a slow and steady wins the race, but one that you can enjoy the journey, but that is your free will to do so. So, though I have no idea what's going to happen, the moment I hit record on our beloved HD camera here at Drawing the Circle Productions, I mean, I say a prayer of surrender to all of these before I do them. Just use me is essentially the prayer. But for this next part, if you're new, it's called a blessimation, a combination of blessing and summation. So I really have no idea what's going to happen. Please take a nice deep breath. Last time, at least for this reading, still point. May we end as we began. Pantheonic override. I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine on behalf of the Scorpio collective sun, moon, rising, Venus signs and their cross-watchers who are watching this video and drawn to this reading. May they be blessed with everything that they need to alchemize their shadow to light, their lead to gold, shifting them from pain to peace and toxicity to health by resolving anger, because conflict reminds them when they need more space for themselves, and to accept that not everybody is going to love what they are doing and their success, and that they are enjoying their lives because they are suffering and in pain, and that requires forgiveness and compassion so it doesn't get stuck in our energy fields forever and ever more, because they are shining like the sun. There is an accomplish here, but also the lights have turned on and they might see some cockroaches scattering as they do so, symbolically, hopefully not literally, because they have achieved something. They have completed a cycle of desire, which pisses people off who may not be too thrilled that they are actually happy and maybe taking a rest and enjoying themselves instead of sticking their nose to the grindstone, which is horrible exfoliation considering we have Biore pore strips, so that they can alchemize the hedonist in the 8th chakra, inspiring creative energy to embrace the good things in life, celebrating the beauty in themselves. And may they be blessed with all that they need to heal, to grow, to learn, to evolve, to be the best that they can be, alchemizing their shadow to light, their lead to gold, their pain to peace, shifting them from toxicity to health and from fear to love, for a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser life, in a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser way, for a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser world in the golden true love timeline, for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. So would it be. And so it is. Okay, kind of a womp-womp, but who doesn't have conflict? It's not much of a hero's journey without conflict, right? Demons, dragons, vampires, and villains. Someone trying to drain you, don't let them. Shine that light at full capacity. Burn them in your light and your love and your joy. If you found this reading helpful, please hit the like button. It will help other people find my work in general. And, you know, this could be very, very helpful for somebody to know that they're on the right track, even if other people aren't so thrilled trying to piss in their Cheerios. That's no fun. You want more of me here on YouTube? Subscribe, because I enjoy doing these general readings. They're fun, they're general, right? And allows me to change shirts several times a day, because I will color coordinate to the element of the sign that I am working with, because I got tons of good clothing. I'm a clothes horse, Fashion Week. And if you want the deeper dive, come Patreon on Patreon. I love it so much. I will never give up my Patreon. It is so much fun. Oh my God, the digital shop alone, the ebooks, the audios, the videos, just all of that. My subscribers, a bunch of them get that stuff. All of my subscribers do get the daily check-in, which is one of my favorite things in the world to do. I don't do it every single morning because, you know, you got to be ready for that kind of thing first thing in the morning, but majority of the days I do. They also get all the extended readings, the part 2s to the part 1s, and an extensive discount, which we will talk about in a minute or so. And I love it. I love the digital shop. You can follow for free. You can 7-day free trial. And we're building a lovely community there. As a matter of fact, a bunch of my patrons have actually helped me move forward in my career, like for instance designing my new website and my new business cards, and it's just wonderful. So click the link, check it out, and come Patreon on Patreon, because I'm the Archangel of Lions, Markangelo Lyons. but you can just call me Mal, sweetie darling. And if you would like to book me for a private session, I did make a video last year when I was living in Holbrook, Long Island, New York. I didn't realize I'd be moving to Saratoga Springs, and that's called Booking Private Sessions with Mal. I gotta remake it because a lot has changed, not just my physical location. I am now doing readings at the Magic Moon in Saratoga Springs on Phila Street, Phila. You call them directly. I have days set aside. They tell me you booked. I come in, I read you, and then I come home and play with my cats and do more stuff like this. I am also taking clients here in my office downstairs, but I gotta get to know the people first. Like, for instance, if they're allergic to cats, I hope they have an EpiPen, because I have 3 black cats. 3 black cats. See how they shed? See how they shed? The majority of the work that I do with private sessions, however, is on a Zoom call. So once the client is booked, right beforehand, I send them a Zoom link. They come on to my Zoom platform. We record the entire thing so they don't have to memorize or take notes or any of that stuff. At the end of the reading, I send them a link. They download it to their device. They tell me they downloaded it to their device, and I delete it from the cloud because confidentiality is key. I made a blood vow to the gods to keep confidentiality. That's why I'm good at what I do. A little blood goes a long way, I gotta say, and Scorpios are usually into that sort of idea, right? You know, I have to say the most important thing that I say in that video, and it is the hill I will die on. I've never turned anybody away because of lack of money, ever. I know what it's like to be on the balls of my ass and to have people assist me when I needed the assistance, and I am glad to pay it forward. However, we have the conversation where there is a witch, there is a way. I am a very well-trained witch, so there is a way. We can always work it out, even if it's paid forward to someone else, that's fine. As long as we agree on it, I'm always there to serve. And I will keep the video up once I get the new video made. It's gonna be called, I think, Booking Mal. Like, I try and change the title every time so people don't get confused. But I will keep that video up because it makes my mom laugh, and as president of Drawing the Circle Productions, I get to make the decision. Power. And thank you so much for watching. I love this reading because I love the hedonist archetype. Yeah, the shadow is really nasty, but the gold is really lovely. So hang in there. You got this. And I do love having some hedonism with Scorpios, friends, family, lovers, with a bunch of them. Chips, dips, chains, whips. Not really my thing. I prefer pleasure over pain, but you do you, Scorpios. So wishing you all the very, very best and the very, very blessed with all of this, my beloveds. Hang in there. You got this. And if you need help, you know where to find me. Hail, farewell, and blessed be.